Well, hello everyone, I'm John McLeroy and I'm one of your hosts for the Florida Aviation Network. We are broadcasting live and in the clear from the Aerospace Discovery here at the Florida Air Museum in the Sun and Fun Complex at Lakeland, Florida during the 44th Annual Sun and Fun Fly-In and Exposition. And it is a fantastic day to be out here in Central Florida. What a beautiful morning it's shaping up. We had a balloon launch this morning. We've got planes that are flying in. We've got people who are bringing their friends and family, and pilots and non-pilots alike are all enjoying it. And we're speaking with some of the air show performers and vendors. And my next guest, I'm very pleased to have our famous Ben Coleman. Welcome, Ben. It's nice to see you. Welcome to the show.
It's good to be here on this side of the fence.
Yeah, I tell you, now Ben plays many roles here in Central Florida, many hats, and I'm in his seat actually right now, and we're gonna just kind of hang out because Mahindra Aerospace is your project. And tell me a little bit about what's going on. What's the message you're here to bring?
Well, Mahindra, typically people associate Mahindra with tractors. Because they're the #1 seller in the world of the tractors. The Mahindra tractor family is typically, when I'm walking around, they see the Mahindra shirt or a Mahindra hat. They say, "You work for a tractor company?" He says, "We sure do." And so, but it says aerospace underneath. That's because we make airplanes too. And I was fortunate enough to join the company because they needed someone who could both fly and work on the aircraft. So as a demo pilot and a field rep for Mahindra Aerospace, we make the Airvan, GA8 Airvan, out of Australia. And the opportunity to get out and demonstrate this little aircraft, actually it's a medium cargo aircraft, John.
I love the Skyvan. There's no two ways about it. You're talking about a solid built airplane that will go anywhere and do anything. I mean, the roles that machine has played since coming online as a certified aircraft is unbelievable.
Well, and you know, you did the same thing that a lot of air traffic controllers do, called a Skyvan.
Oh,
it's
mistake?
An Airvan.
It's an Airvan.
It's not a caravan. And go across the country in ATC.
Thanks.
And you report in, say Airvan 31 Alpha Victor, and they come back and says Caravan 31 Alpha Victor. Says no, it's an Airvan 31 Victor. That got Roger. Caravan 31 Victor. No, okay, Caravan 31 Victor. So. It's a pleasure to be here to represent the company down from Australia, and the owners of Gips Aero is Mahindra Aerospace in Bangalore, India. So to SP Shukla and to Arvind Mehra, they're responsible for that portion of Mahindra Aerospace, and then Earl Boyder is my cohort. He's actually responsible for me, and I try to remind him that every time I get in trouble. And of course, Keith Douglas, he's the CEO down there, and it's fun to have a young engineer CEO of a company because we can have so much fun explaining, getting down into the technicality, and he always likes to remind me he knows what a Zener diode is.
Sure.
So it's fun talking with the group and working for them actually.
I know what a Zener diode is. Do you? Well, you know, when you're able to speak all those different languages, you can go from technician and all the way out to the end user, the pilots and the staff that are operating these aircraft. You know, that's a beautiful thing to be able to speak pilot and to speak tech. Mm-hmm. So, but let's talk about the tech side of things. Let's talk about the groups on the ground. Are there any fleets of Airvans, the GA8 Airvan? Who's operating that in a fleet capacity?
Well, we have.
What role would they play in that?
I'm trying to think of all the ones. I'm just going to throw at you right now this California Highway Patrol.
Wow.
We have the Civil Air Patrol, U.S. Air Force Civil Air Patrol. They have 16 of our aircraft flying around the nation at this point. And the MAF, we have Missionary Aviation Fellowship, and Papua New Guinea is where a lot of them are flying. In Africa, we have a group of folks there, and they do a tremendous role of flying cargo, passengers, and it's all Botswana. I mean, if you ever get a chance to go to Botswana, please do. It's a very interesting country over there. But the fleet operations is really where this aircraft is at its finest, because intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, or ISR missions. Because it's such a large, cavernous cabin, you can put your surveillance equipment in there with your operator, and you're in the comfort of a nice wide cabin in the front office. So the pilots love to fly the aircraft. Flies like a big J3 Cub. It's just a great little platform, and it'll haul it'll haul a load. And the takeoff performance is about 500 feet at gross weight.
Is that all?
500 feet.
Wow,
and
that's amazing.
Go to Valdez, YouTube Valdez Fly-In Airvan, and you can see the 250-foot takeoff roll.
That's coming up. That's all. That's next month.
It is.
Getting ready to have it. So maybe they'll win the competition with a little bit shorter this time because, the utility of this thing, of course, is ubiquitous with the load, the performance, land anywhere. You've got a solid engine system. Tell us about the tractor up front. What's going on up there?
Well, right now we're flying it with a Lycoming TIO 540.
350?
A1B, 320 horse
320.
for the turbo, and 300 horse on the normal aspirated, the K14A. K4A5 engine in it. But anyway,
he's an A&P. He knows.
So but John, we're really excited because you ever heard of Rachel Ray?
Oh yes.
The cook?
Sure.
Rachel Ray Foundation just bought a new Airvan for the Pittsburgh Aviation Animal Rescue Team, and they rescue dogs, and they fly them around. And Rachel Ray is the promoter of that, and they can fly this Airvan at $206 an hour, and that's remarkable for an aircraft that size. It'll haul 3 times the capacity of their other aircraft, going unnamed.
Wow.
And and it's more cost effective for them to buy a brand new airplane because your maintenance costs are going to be down a lot lower.
Boy, what a not perfect toy, not a toy, but a machine that would be able to keep those non-profit organizations costs low. When those guys are really fighting for funds, and what a great cause. I have a good friend who flies animal rescue for them, and Jim Stone, you may know Jim.
I do know Jim.
So Jim loves doing that. That's his favorite thing, to go out there and work for that organization.
Well, I tell you, with PART, P-A-A-R-T, it's their motto is "No dog left behind," and it's just if you're an animal lover, that really hits close to your heart.
You bet. Well, what's coming out new? I can just feel it. There's something on the horizon here for 2018 and moving forward. When we look out in the world of Mahindra Aerospace and your group and the team, what are the engineers up to? What are they working on?
Well, everything, got to make it longer and bigger. So we did add a couple chunks in the fuselage, and we put something on the front of it that burns kerosene.
All right.
Got a Rolls-Royce 250 up there, 450 horsepower, and that's the GA10. It's coming into play. It's certified, and we're working on the production certificate.
So to be the Super Airvan, maybe, what do you think they'll call that?
The GA10.
The GA10.
It's got 10 people that you can haul around, including the pilot, of course. But 8 passenger, 10 passenger. It's going to be another really big comer to the ISR missions, as well as the seaplane operations up in Alaska.
Boy, would I love to have one of those. No two ways about it.
It's sitting up on some amphibs. The Alaska, Alaska, the old Beaver, she's getting long in tooth, and they're driving rivets the size of your little finger because of all the rebuilds that they've done up there. And so we see a transition coming with the Airvan because it's very comparable as far as what their load hauling capability
Similar
is.
mission?
Very similar. Outback fly-in, and the airplane was built for the Outback. Got a big 42-inch square door on the side, and it's right at the same level that you back up a pickup truck and just slide 50-gallon containers into the airplane and go fly.
I can just picture, a lot of airplanes have always been built on a napkin at a restaurant, and I could just picture that sort of mission profile. They said, look, it's got to go anywhere. So we need it to be easy to fly. We need it to be cheap to operate. It's got to be able to have tundra tires. You got to be able to back a pickup truck up to it. It's got to be able to carry a load. and then be highly reliable. So those direct operating costs and the utility of this thing is unbelievable. Where do they go to get more information about working with you guys? Yeah, so
go to the website, MahindraAerospace.com.
All right, Mahindra Aerospace, and then go with that.
And George Morgan, one of the founders of the Airvan, it's interesting to talk with George, and if you've ever had an opportunity to talk with George, you get him started, you better sit down because you're going to be there for a while, because he will tell you how he's a tail dragger guy. He loves flying tail draggers. And initially they tried to make the Airvan in a Bush configuration without a nose gear. It's just not natural. They put it on the nose or a tricycle gear because they needed a flat surface, and the aircraft was actually built around the floor. The Bush operators asked them, well, what do you need? What are you looking for? They said, we need something that'll haul 4 by 8 sheets of plywood, and we need something that will get in and out of short strips, and you can beat it up on the landing gear. So that's the reason that we're up high, and it's just a really great platform to use.
Love it. We're both pilots, so I want to hear a little bit about flying one. So you get in there, you go through your checklist, you strap yourself in, and let's say you're full up with passengers and fuel, max gross takeoff weight. What is that value?
4,200 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what kind of performance? You're saying 500-foot takeoff roll, and then to 50 feet. What about 1,500 feet after that? Maybe.
Oh, no, you're about 1,200 feet to pass a 5.
Wow, just incredible. What kind of speeds are we talking about for VX?
You look at about 67 knots, 65, 67 knots.
Wow, wow, wow.
So it's got a big old fat wing, like an Aztec. So.
Top speed then?
Speed? What's that?
No, you mean all that stuff hanging out, the box? So you're not concerned too much about the speed.
You can count on 130 knots, true.
But that's amazing for that kind of performance. And of course, the turboprop is going to be even faster and more efficient than that.
Again, you got to remember the role of this airplane is not speed.
Yeah,
it's utility.
Getting out of there.
We're going to haul a load, and we're going to get it out, and we're going to get it up quick, and we're going to get down quick.
Wow. How about coming in for a landing and approaching? Anything going on with that? I mean, what kind of speeds are we approaching at 70?
Over the fence, 70 knots. You got mechanical flaps. You got a handful of flap.
What are the degrees on the flaps? Can you go all the way down to the
17 and 40.
Cool. Well, listen, man, I'm going to leave it right there because we're in the round out and the flare, and we're touching down. We're at the end of our speech with the timing. Ben, it's always great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks
Put
for
it there,
having
my friend.
Thanks for having us.
Everybody, I'm John McLeroy with Ben Coleman, Mahindra Aerospace with the GA8 Airvan. What an incredible aircraft. So check it out. Thanks for being with us during this segment. Stay tuned for our next guest, and it's nice being with you. We'll see you next time.